Hello, I am Popefire, the Starfire god, and this time we're gonna go over like some funny stories with us in particular. I'm super excited about this, by the way, because this is gonna be super embarrassing. Um, yeah, you're already laughing. You're already gonna get me. No,
What are you two doing? What are you rascals up to?
well, he already knows that I'm gonna talk about embarrassing stuff, so I'm pretty sure he's already laughing in anticipation. I do have Booster here. Booster is my partner in crime and my sidekick. How are you doing, Booster?
It's me, I'm Booster. I'm doing swell, thank you.
Can you say it in your Pokemon voice?
My Pokemon voice.
Your
Booster!
Pokemon voice.
Booster!
Booster.
Booster!
All right, we do have Dead Boy Speedy here.
Booster!
Oh yay, more dick jokes. Vinkman. And then we do have Raggedy popping in, and I almost accidentally kicked him from the stream.
The truth comes out.
Well, I clicked on your name to show you, and I almost hit the eject. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is something more recently. If you guys and oh, this is going to be so awful. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Just Some Guy fan. I love him. He's the best. Like, I just love his voice. He's one of the guys that I will actually watch consistently. Which is saying something because I don't always have a lot of time to watch streams. Usually I'll just pop in, give a like, and be like, "Yo, I'm here," and they're like, "Oh, Popeye," and I'm like, "Yeah, bye." But England Teen invited me to a group chat, and I saw that Just Some Guy was there. Why are you already laughing? You don't even know what happened.
Oh, I think I do.
So I took a screen cap and I put it in, like, I circled his name, and I meant to send it to England Teen. I didn't. I sent it to the group, and I fangirled really hard, and Just Some Guy ignored it, thankfully. But I was pretty sure I was dead. I was like, I am going to die. Like, this is terrible. This is the worst. And thankfully, England Teen was like, it's cool. He doesn't mind. But I was like, I'm dying. Like, I can't. Poor Just Some Guy. Give Booster a nickmake. Oh, a nickmake. Yeah. We could go over my spelling mistakes for embarrassing stories. Actually, the big one I wanted to do, and you guys have to share embarrassing stories too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this was all a trap.
It's a trap. But no, when I was 5 or 6, we went to a drive-by zoo. And this was actually, thank you, Mr. I'm not even gonna pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you Ted. Ted actually gave me this idea because he sent me a picture of a giraffe with a sausage neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. But he did.
I send random memes when I have nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the random memes because it reminded me of a terrible experience from my childhood.
Oh boy.
We went to a drive-by zoo, which is a pretty common thing in Oklahoma. And they give you these little cups, like they're probably about this big, and they fill it with like, you have to buy this bag of food and you have to fill the cups up with food. Well, most of the animals would just eat out of your hand, and me being a stupid kid, I would just put the food in my hand and be like, "Here you go." Well, giraffes have really long tongues. And the giraffe in question did not want to eat the food out of my hand. He wanted to take me into the pen with him.
Oh,
so he wrapped his long ass tongue around my right arm and pulled me through the window of our car. And the window was half open. Like, that was the worst part, was that I got squeezed through the window and I was in the giraffe bin with this giraffe who's holding me by with his tongue, and those things are pretty tall, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'm crying. I'm scared. The tongue was the most disgusting thing I've ever felt in my life. I can actually say I've been tongued by a giraffe. Oh my god.
Oh.
Their tongues are pretty long, aren't they?
Oh my.
And especially for when you're a kid. And I got. They had
Should I
to
be
get,
jealous?
They had to get the animal people to get a ladder because the giraffe liked my arm that much. Now he didn't try and stick it into his mouth, but he was just kind of like swinging me around. It was really awful.
Oh my.
Jeez.
But yeah, that was my giraffe rape. Oh my god.
I have seen so many anime that start like that.
Oh boy.
I don't think that's anime. I think that's something else.
Mm.
And I think we didn't want to know what you're what you're into, right?
Yeah, it's funny you were talking about giraffes because we went to the zoo today, and there was a giraffe there that hadn't had like teeth damage or something,
Ooh.
and it lost part of its jaw, so its tongue just constantly was hanging out. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Well, speaking of tongues, the first time I ever got in trouble in school was for the stupidest thing. I was pretty young, and I could do this cool thing. I don't know if I want to show this on stream because then I'll be
Do
memed
it.
for it.
Do
I
it.
can roll my tongue. I can
Oh
the
yeah.
tongue. And I was
Mhm.
so excited. I showed my teacher, who was a really old, cranky lady, who then called my parents and said that I was sticking my tongue out at her when I was just trying to show her the cool thing I could do with my tongue.
Oh, wow.
So I got spanked and grounded for being disrespectful to this teacher that I was just trying to show her, like, look what I can do with my tongue. Isn't it cool?
She set you up.
She set me up. Yeah, I mean, it's not for a kid. That's like the most exciting thing ever when you can find out you can do something. I mean,
Yeah,
I remember when
course.
kids found out they could like touch their tongue to their nose and it'd be like the coolest thing ever. So then you had like a bunch of kids going, hey! But yeah, that's all. I think that's all my tongue adventures.
Oh, your
Tongue
tongue
adventure.
Oh my.
There are plenty more adventures to come, my dear.
Oh god. But no, does anybody else
Yeah,
have a
Booster,
tongue
way
adventure?
to chase a girl away.
She can run, but she cannot
I
outrun
have
my
a ton of
love.
them, but they're all graphic.
Well,
X-rated.
I think the problem is the sound effect. If you might have kept the sound effect out, you might have been okay.
That's my making out sounds.
It's
Have
sexy.
you guys ever
It's
had
real
a
sexy.
teacher that hated you guys in school?
No,
yeah.
all my teachers loved me. Sarcasm.
Oh,
Yeah, I had
you an asshole?
I was a troublemaker.
I believed that because it's always the quiet ones that are like absolutely.
It's because he's plotting.
Yeah, I'm plotting. I was plotting all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
mean,
Still plotting.
Have you ever had a teacher deliberately try and fail you?
I don't think I had that. No.
I have.
That's ridiculous.
I dated a swimmer in high school for 2 weeks. He was actually one of the reasons I started dating women.
Oh.
Saucy.
And he was.
Please get into detail on this.
There's a handful of things that I'm very protective of, and one of them is my little brother. He made fun of my little brother when we went and picked him up from school, because this was in high school. The breaking point, because I was pretty done then, but the breaking point was I got hit by a drunk driver when I was 17.
Oh my.
I had damage on my face because I do have like a dent in my skull, and the blood from the dent was like going down and like ended up on my eyes for some reason. I don't really know how that happens, but apparently it's a very common thing. Like with the blood from that built up here will just kind of move down to kind of even out. So I had one eye that I couldn't see out of at all. Which I thought was weird because I actually thought I was going to go blind because, I wasn't hit anywhere near my eyes, but I had one eye I couldn't see out of at all, and then my other eye was pretty swollen as well. And I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, can you walk me into school tomorrow because I'm really embarrassed to go in with how I look." I should have even been going to school because I had. I didn't know at the time, but I had received brain damage, which has been part of the reason why I have a stutter. And I didn't know at the time, but I went to school because this was 2 or 3 days after the accident. I was clearly embarrassed because people thought my parents beat me,
Oh.
and he told me that he didn't want to be seen with me with how I looked.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I know.
It turns out that he was actually messaging other girls, planning on dumping me. And the woman, the other girl was really nice and stuff, but he was planning on breaking up with me for because I no longer had a car. So that was really nice. It didn't really like. I think the part that bothered me the most was that he made fun of my little brother. And then he went to a teacher and told the teacher that I had like cheated on him and stuff and all this other stuff. And that really bothered me because the teacher then tried to fail me.
Why would the teacher care about any
Yeah,
of
that's
that?
stupid.
Because okay, her son was a swimmer. That's like, and the person in question was actually a star swimmer from our school.
Yeah.
Funny thing is when I was in college, it was either in college or university, I don't remember, but he still tries to message me sometimes, and each time I just completely ignore it. I'm like,
Booster, you know what your mission is to do now. Take out that man.
But I mean, this is high school. It's nothing super. The problem was that the teacher tried to flunk me over a personal relationship she didn't even know about, and I did break up with the guy, thank God. I mean, it was only 2 weeks. There was no emotional investment or anything like that. It was literally just, okay, we'll go on a few dates, and then it didn't work out. He was a dick.
Yeah.
But he acted like he had been in love with me for like all of our high school years, and was so deeply hurt that I broke up with him. I found out that he was doing that because he was flunking part of her class, and I guess it was justifiable to flunk me.
Sounds to me like she was vicariously living through you. Like she wanted to be you, to be with him.
Oh, gross. No, I could see that.
Considering
She was the
Dirty,
teacher that told
dirty teachers.
she
Yep.
told a student that she should have had an abortion. Like, this
What
was
the?
the same teacher.
Great type of person there.
Sounds real fun at parties.
Yeah, she was. She was a lovely. But she gave us this crossword word puzzle, and this was botany. I majored in botany. I have my degree in botany, so this was something that I obviously cared about. And the crossword puzzle had words misspelt or the wrong answer for words, and she told us just fill in what you can and then turn it in. I didn't turn mine in out of principle because I didn't feel like one, I looked over the paper, I was like, these are wrong answers. I'm not gonna turn something in that's a wrong answer. I had a 90 in that class. I wasn't concerned about a daily grade being a 0, you know, and I wasn't gonna do this paper for the simple fact that it was wrong. And you shouldn't give homework with obvious when you know that the answers are wrong, and you pretty much should say just do it anyways, because it's laziness, and it's also, you know, you're already taking students that are already struggling in your class and you're giving them the wrong answers. Well, she took that daily grade and put it in as a test grade and ended up trying to flunk me because test grades are worth 60% of your grade. So to have a 0 in there at 60% took me down from almost 100 to like a 60, no, to about like a 54%. I was
An F?
yeah, on a crossword puzzle that was wrong.
Did y'all have a 10-point grading scale, or?
We did, like, if you get okay, so our school, the way it was set up was you're still passing if you got a 60. It was when you got a 50 that you failed. But I did the whole let me talk to your manager shit. And I got her in a lot. But yeah, she after that I showed up to her class late every day. Do anything she did, because I found out, like, because I came in late one day and I didn't get marked. So one day I skipped. Only time I ever skipped class, I didn't get marked, and I realized that I scared her. So
Nice.
I kind of came in late because she was my first class in the morning, and I had already done a lot of my classes earlier on, so I only had to go till 12. So I literally would show up about 5 to 6 to 7 minutes late, and she would never mark me late because the principal, they found out, like, yeah, she tried to flunk me over obvious biases. So that was fun.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
boy.
yeah.
Using
Anybody else?
school grades to get back at a girl you barely know. How
That was
just
like
how
the worst
professional.
because I wasn't even a bad student. I was one of the only students that did my homework. When we had a group project, she actually put the people that she knew were flunking in my group, and I did all the work. Just so these kids could pass. I was so pissed. I was like, why am I like that? That was to torture me because that was actually after all the stuff that happened. I mean, if I was
Jeez.
really a bad kid, I wouldn't have even done the work. But I did the group project. I didn't even get the credit for it. Like I did pass, but it was kind of annoying because I did everything
Hmm.
from the video presentation to the actual physical presentation. And what we did was we did, because I was into solar back then as well. So what we did was we took batteries and we were able, what I built a little solar thing to recharge rechargeable batteries. Not easy to do, especially with the equipment that I had.
Yeah,
But
sure.
we presented in front of the I don't think it was a superintendent. We had to present in front of the superintendent. I did all the speaking. I did the video. I did everything, and I'm pretty sure she did that just to get back at me.
Probably.
But I took it with dignity, and I kept my head up, and I did get back at her a little bit. I mean, for my senior prank, I printed out 300 pictures of Batman and hung them all over my favorite teacher's like room. I still
Oh
get
wow.
emails saying that she found another one. I'm not joking. I actually taped them on the ceiling.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Think, think,
It started with 50, and then it progressively got more and more. And I kept emailing her like, there are now 200 pictures of Batman. There's now 275 pictures of Batman.
we had a teacher, like an art teacher in high school. He was a substitute, and he used to flirt with like all the guys in the class. It was ridiculous. Like I had a friend that was on the football team, and he was in that class with me, and we would all sit at a table, like a group of us, and he would come up and like look at our art, but he would like put his hands all over our backs and stuff. And he even like pinched my buddy's nipples one time.
What?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah,
Did you
dude.
say
He
you
pinched
pinched his nipples?
correct. I said pinched his nipples.
That
He
sounds
was
like
like,
a pal.
dude, he was wearing like he was
Yeah,
wearing
that's a good time.
he was wearing like a tank or something because he had just got out of like a football practice or something, and we were working on like an art project. And he came up behind him because this was like an after school type deal. Came up behind him and put his hand on his back, and he's like, "Oh my, you have some hard nipples today."
Jeez Louise.
Did no
And
one complain
my
about
buddy was like sitting there just staring at me like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Well, he was clearly asking for it with that tank top on, just
Oh, clearly.
sashaying around.
Yeah, he was
Oh, he was
totally showing
wearing-
off.
Fucking whore.
This guy, this teacher was like, and everybody knew he was this way. It's just they never did anything about it because people didn't care at that time as much as they do now. I
Jeez,
guess.
these things could cut diamonds. What a
You know-
champ.
It is
Oh,
kind of
dude.
funny how, when people talk about like, oh, people, make a big deal about things today. It's like, well, some things deserve to be made a big deal about. Like
Right.
that story. Like, yeah, that guy should have been fucking kicked out of school.
Oh yeah, but this is the thing. This guy had been like the main art teacher years ago in the '60s and like '70s. And when I told my dad about it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard stories about that guy." Like it was nothing.
Our art teacher actually worked on a few Disney movies.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, she had a lot to say about how shitty Disney is.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, did I show you guys? I haven't shown this to anybody yet, but check it.
Nice.
I'm so proud of it.
Nice.
What have you done?
It's Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Starfire,
Mhm.
So,
and Starfire. Like,
so is there a specific detail why your ex turned you off of dudes?
he was a
Hey,
dick.
Venkman's wanting in on this chat.
You should check Discord. Actually, I took the Batman off. I think some guy at GameStop asked if he could have the Batman, so I need to probably drop Batman off GameStop pretty soon.
For
But
free, or is he willing to pay you for it?
Oh, he treated me Tim Drake.
Ah,
So,
gotcha.
yeah.
Nice.
So I need to make sure I get that Batman to him. It's actually a really nice figure. Probably one of the best Batman figures. I need to build a stand for it though.
Mhm.
Oh wait, I have one actually. I have a little. I keep some stands from figures here. Cool beans. Cool needs more Raven. It's hard to see when it keeps cutting off. Feedman, you're never happy. You're never happy.
You know what that thing
So
is
I'm
missing is a little Lady Legolas.
Maybe like
there you go.
I don't like the Teen Titans Go Pops. Not the newer ones at least. They've gotten really bad in quality.
I don't like Pops at all.
I don't really like the pops either. I got 1 year for like free comic book day. They had like all these sales on them going on at our shop,
Mhm.
and we went and my wife was like, she's a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan, so she got like a Groot pop, and then my daughter picked out like a Sailor Venus pop or whatever,
Well,
and
I mean,
I got a Cable because I'm a big fan of Cable,
well,
and my wife's like, we got Groot and Rocket Raccoon actually, and both of their heads popped off within a week, and we were like, what the
the DC
heck?
Diva's covering up Booster. I need
Ah.
to rearrange them, but what
You
I
too.
do, yeah, what I do is I'll buy the Funko Pops because they're so much cheaper than figures, and I like to have things that remind me of my friends.
Sure.
So I have stuff that reminds me of my friends on my desk. I got I got Mr. Miracle right there by Superman. I got Spawn, Thor.
Oh, did you finally get us Mr. Miracle?
He's been there for like ever.
I never even saw him.
Where's the booster?
He's behind Diva. I have to rearrange.
You must put him closer to your
Because I remember
heart.
you telling me you had trouble finding Mr. Miracle for a
Yeah,
while.
he was. His figures are either really crappy or really expensive.
Yeah, that's what I found also.
Speaking of bad figures, I got the Rebirth Starfire figure this week. I was very disappointed. She is the shortest 6-inch, not even 6-inch, because Nightwing. These are 4-inch figures. She was closer to these guys' size. The little Robin.
Yeah, I saw your post.
I've
Yeah.
already got her
Mhm.
put up.
Also ironic that she's wearing high heels.
Yeah, no, but here's the worst part. My box didn't come with a stand, so she doesn't stand because she can't stand on her own. It didn't come with a stand.
She crippled?
Yeah. She doesn't.
Multiverse figures usually don't.
That bugs me. She doesn't come with different hands. Nightwing's figure came with at least weapons. Like he came with weapons and some extra stuff. Starfire's was clearly last
Starfire's
minute.
shorter. She doesn't need a weapon.
Yeah. But
Just sex appeal.
that is her shortest 6-inch figure to date. And I did compare them. It is barely even 5 inches, actually. And it sucks because I was really looking forward to this figure. I pre-ordered it the moment I could. and I finally got it because I had to actually fight Toy Wiz to get my figure because they thought I didn't order it, and I had to provide the receipt. I had to provide the statement. I was like, I bought this figure. Send it to
Jeez.
me.
Why do I picture you on the phone yelling, screaming top of your lungs? I want this damn figurine.
No. We did everything through email.
Because we all picture that. That's,
Well, I can't find a big Barda figure that's under $20 because I don't like spending more than like if it's a figure I really like, a character I really like, I'll spend at max 30. If it's a character that I'm just picking for up here, I don't want to spend.
You can probably find a Barda bootleg on eBay pretty cheap.
yeah.
Do they make bootlegs of her? I mean,
Well, it's not a bootleg in the sense that
Somebody
it's like an old
customized it or something.
figure. Yeah, like the one I have of her
Okay,
is
so-
a bootleg. It's
Some of the
damn
some of
good.
the custom made ones, some of the custom made figurines I've seen actually look better than the ones you get through like Diamond.
Yeah, this one so far has been my favorite figure that I've purchased, and this one was actually one of the cheapest ones I've got.
Does he have the man bun?
It's Red Hood and the Outlaws. I actually didn't. I wanted to get the original Red Arrow, but this one was actually cheaper. And then when I picked it up, it was actually it's actually really good quality. And the Starfire one is really good quality too. She's just on the smaller scale as well, and it bugs me.
I like the one that has an optional man bun with it.
Optional man bun.
Nightwing has some of the worst figures, by the way. There's literally one where he looks like Bill Clinton. I'm not joking. There's one.
Right.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
He's the one that didn't inhale though.
I think it's an Arkham one. I think it's.
It says on the box, I did not inhale.
Arkham.
Yeah. It's one
Oh
of
God, I hate. Dude, those Arkham figures are terrible.
Oh, they are.
the recent Nightwing one actually looked really good, and then the Robin. I have the Robin, and then I have the Red Hood because that's the only Red Hood one that's affordable.
I hope you're not trying to
Well,
keep
I
with
can't wait
neurotic
for
though.
the DC Essentials. Red Hood looks fantastic.
Yeah, but he's not. There's a high. If Mattel is doing them, and the Starfire was almost canceled. They canceled Booster Gold because I was gonna get the Booster Gold, but they canceled that one because they're assholes.
You're canceled, Booster.
Boosters always
That
get
one's a
canceled.
pretty expensive one to find. Look for.
The new 52 Red Hood is about $90.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Starfire is really expensive as well.
You see like all the stupid knives on his arms. I hate that.
Yeah, the flight things.
Well, look at the original Ghostbusters toys, the real Ghostbusters. Just for the set of 4, and eBay they're going like $500.
Oh my goodness.
I want a Damien figure because all the Damien figures are expensive as well, and it bugs me because Damien has.
You can probably find the Batman Incorporated Damien bootleg pretty cheap on eBay.
Yeah, I have that one. Not the bootleg, the actual one. I just don't like the face. I do have this one's actually probably my favorite. This is technically Damien. He's just a bit taller, but this is probably my favorite hair for him. I wanted the Super Sons names for that one.
Are you sure that's Damien? I thought that was supposed to be Tim.
No, this is Damien.
Oh,
Because Tim's costume's a little bit different. I'm pretty sure this is Damien.
He looks big.
Yeah. That's the problem is they don't really scale him because he's a little bit smaller than Nightwing. They don't know how to scale at DC. But I mean,
They don't care. They're making $20 a pop. They don't care.
Yeah.
This was only a $5 figure, so I'm not gonna. This is a really nice for $5, by the way.
Their average kids buying toys are like 5 years old, playing with them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
These are the only things that are affordable now. Like action figures are running for $20 to $30 each. I mean, Marvel figures are super expensive.
Marvel figures are ridiculous.
And they're not even good quality. I mean,
No.
Hawkeye was expensive and he sucks. Storm, I actually got her on sale for $4, but she sucks. They're bad figures.
The worst thing about Hasbro is that they just keep. Well, I mean, I guess Mattel does it too, but they just use the same body over and over again and just
Over and over. Yeah.
I love the Kenner Supermans. They looked horrible, like in the 90s.
Oh God!
And every
those
Batman was the same
ridiculous.
Batman. They just put a different suit on him, different paint color.
Yeah. I remember those.
This was absolutely terrible.
Batman with a grappling hook, it's like twice the size of his body. Ridiculous.
Oh, guys, I wanted to show you something that I got today. I can't actually hang this piece up because she nips. But I finally got it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh wow.
I ordered this back in December, and it's finally here.
That is
Nice.
awesome.
I can't hang it up because
is that handyman Brad there?
yeah, man,
Yeah,
Brad.
it's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Which pop do you have that reminds me of you? Reminds you of me?
Reminds me.
What?
Oh, poor Jacob fell off.
Booster
Jacob.
pushed him.
Look at little Jacob.
Booster, why'd you push Jacob for?
That
That's
makes
terrible.
It's not my fault that he's a.
Who's your
douche.
Jacob figure?
He's using his mind powers.
So what I did with Jacob was I actually bought a Batman and I bought a Shazam figure. The pops
Nice.
were on sale and I swapped their heads.
You can do that? I
Yeah.
think you swap heads.
Yeah, you can swap heads.
They're
They're-
bobbleheads. You just
Yeah.
pull them off.
Well, DC ones aren't. It's not perfect, but it works. It looks like him if he was Batman.
It reminds me of Mac.
I
Oh,
hate the
Sonny.
pop figurines. The only two I have is a Slimer and a Ghost and Stay Puft because somebody got them for me. But I just don't like the giant head. I like the normal.
I got a Blue Beetle. You can see Blue Beetle Booster.
Like the bust ones.
Okay, well, all right, well, that one's me then.
Mr. Pickles in the chat says it's weird being a Marvel fanboy in a DC-oriented stream.
And they're with you.
I
Hey,
call it
Brad.
Blue Beetle.
Pencil for Life
Hey,
just showed up.
I'm an
I think
IDW
Brad
guy.
found out we showed off the piece.
Yeah, we were showing off your art.
These, if you guys like these are actually some of the cheapest busts ever. I got this on sale for 15 because
That's
during
dope.
holidays. Yeah, no, this is probably the best bust ever. Like this is my favorite. This is my favorite bust because it's cheaper, but it's also really good quality.
I feel like I'm watching.
I also think you have the best bust.
I feel like I'm watching the traveling auction show on PBS.
Yeah.
Antique auction show. Got this, and what's the story behind this piece?
Thank you, Booster, for reminding me of words have other meanings.
What does Booster stand for? Booster has an alternate meaning, doesn't it?
I have no idea.
Does it? Does it?
Bullet asked if the Scabby figure comes with stairs.
The stairs are twice the size.
I should do that. I actually used to make custom Funko Pops and sold them. The only problem is you could spend
Not on the
2
street,
weeks
selling
on
them.
them.
Want to buy some?
Well, no. What I would do was my most popular one was the Unmasked Nightwing, but then it got to the point where I was making Funko Pops that took months to make, and then people would only want them for like $10 or $11, and they weren't even paying for the price of the original pop, so it kind of sucked.
Sounds like America.
But
Why would it take you that long to make them?
because I made them to actually look like actual Funko Pops. Here, I'll actually go grab one. I'll be right.
She's gonna try and sell this one to you guys.
Somebody has to take over the stream now while she's gone.
I'm in hanging, so I can't see this.
I don't have a camera. I'm not hot enough.
You're too hot, Booster. You're too hot.
Oh, thank you. It's true.
She's not here. Hell Raven, Hell Raven, Hell Raven, Hell Raven.
Oh, it's Hail Raven.
The best thing about me is that I'm Mr. Claw. The mystery is that no one knows what I look like.
Is it
So
to
I'll
hell?
keep it
To hell with Raven? That's what we're supposed to hell with Raven.
I've already doxed myself before. I can go on camera, but it's all a bunch of dudes in here. It'd be kind of weird.
Oh baby.
Show your faces.
Booster, what's that fat noise? Nothing.
Huh? Oh, I didn't
She's
say
back
nothing.
just in time.
So this one's actually finished. This is Unmasked Nightwing.
Awesome.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's actually
Wow, nice.
I was gonna say it's probably the Batman.
yeah.
So it
This
looks like
is like I repainted everything on there.
Wow.
The suit, the logo. The logo's a little messed up, but these were my most popular ones. I don't do them anymore because they take way too much time. And then Nightmare I never finished, but her hair was done and her face is done.
Awesome.
Her body, no, I didn't finish. Her starbolt does glow in the dark, though. Her starbolt and her eyes.
Looks like the Jessica Jones body.
That's cute.
Yes, this
That's
is the
cute.
Jessica Jones body. Actually, originally I was gonna use a Poison Ivy body because they have similar, like if you repainted it, it's similar costumes. But I got lazy, and I was just like, you know what? I spent way too much time on the head and the hair because the hair was difficult. I wanted to do a Starfire one, but after the Nightstar one, I kind of was like, okay, I need a bit of a break, and I just never finished her. But she is she's one of my favorite ones, just for the simple fact that she actually, I don't know if I can.
Whoa.
I don't know. Let me turn that off.
You're
maybe.
practically glowing now. Not anymore.
Raggedy, you're being accused of sounding like Lorenzo.
I don't know if I've ever heard Lorenzo's.
It doesn't sound like you to me, but okay.
Lorenzo Music?
No, Lorenzo Sleestack.
I love that guy. He's such a sweetheart. Do you guys have any funny stories or any fun adventures you'd like to talk about before we close off?
Nope.
I told my funny one, I guess.
All right, Ted. I know you have to have one.
Wait, what?
No, God of memes has to have one funny. No, you know what? I'm mad at you, actually. No, I forgot. I'm mad at you. You posted up that picture of Starfire using her breast as pillows.
Wait,
well, that was
what?
the whole
Yes,
point.
awesome.
Can we get a
why I
retweet of that?
posted
I
that
didn't see
was
that
to
one.
make you mad.
That is the ideal breast size.
Can we get a screen share?
Yeah, where's this
Yeah.
picture at?
All right, let me pull it
Make
up.
sure it doesn't exist.
And the caption was Tamaranians have the breast milk, the best milk. I honestly hate you guys.
You sure
You guys
Shabby
don't-
didn't draw that? He's got the whole milking thing fetish.
Does he?
Did you see Boosters?
Oh,
True, yeah.
The little booster drawing do?
Mm-hmm. He did a lot of booster milk, yeah.
It was great.
Those are sexy little pictures, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, guys, while we're waiting for Ted to ruin my day,
Holy crap.
I
Where
pulled
in the
up
world did you
It's
find
there.
that picture?
where are you? Where are you
It's
showing?
in the chat. It's in the chat.
It was on the Teen. Was it Teen Titans Booyah posting?
Oh my goodness. Those are some
Yeah, one of them posted it.
big uns.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just waiting all day for Kenzie to reply.
You were just waiting patiently.
Kill someone off camera.
But if you guys didn't know, Trusty Sidekick is doing a few icons for some of the people in Titan Squad. He did one of them on Oatmeal stream. I'm just gonna ignore you, Ted, you piece of shit.
I love you too.
Harsh language here.
But
We
yeah,
all love you, Ted.
he's doing some pretty funny pieces that I am super excited to see. If you guys do get a commission from him, please let him know that Titan Squad sent you, and he will hook you up. So please check out Trusty Sidekick. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My spirit has been broken.
Hooray!
Thank you for breaking my spirit.
Successful stream.
You had a spirit?
Yeah. Well, technically, I think I'm like somewhat ginger, so I guess I didn't.
See the pot of gold.
Ginger.
Yeah.
You should do a Starfire cosplay.
I actually have before, and
She has.
I have had to delete it. There's a lot of perfect people out there.
Few people has seen it.
We need Starfire drinking ginger
Which
ale.
version
And it
did
says
you
made
do?
from real gingers.
Which version did you do?
Cartoon. There was no way in hell I'm wearing the comic.
Ooh, why don't you
Oh,
wear
come
the,
on. New
Whoa.
52?
No.
the Paul Amati and Amanda Connor version?
Not even
I
a
love that comic so much.
I am not a thought. I am not a thought. I am not
Well,
wearing.
no, If you do it all the time, then you are one. But if you do one time,
Why don't
No,
you do that
that's
Amanda
still a
Connor
one-time
version?
thought. I'm not a one-time thought.
I think you should do a skunk girl and then put pants on.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Make it sound
god,
like a
okay.
Big sweat pants.
Big sweatpants.
That's a Patreon thing, shouldn't I?
Why don't you
If I get so
Dress
many
up as Batgirl,
Patreons,
then.
I'll do Skunk Girl.
dress up as Vampirella?
Ooh.
or Batgirl, Barbara Gordon.
We don't. Okay, that
You
is
could do
that
you
is
could
like
do
the
origin-
fastest way. That is the fastest way to piss me off. We do not mention Barbara here.
Persona non
Not
grata.
even a crippled wheelchair.
She is
Just
the one who will not be mentioned.
Batgirl.
She is a sleazebag cunt.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Demonetized. Right there.
We were never monetized.
Freedom.
No, actually, guys, keep an eye out because I am getting the Batman lines from the Captain Marvel and Batwoman have a phone conversation. That one's going to be super fun. I think some of the people in here actually voiced some of the characters.
Mhm.
We are going to have a special guest on that one at the end of the video, and it may or may not be Anna Diop Starfire. No, it's definitely not Anna Diop, but
Ted Nugent.
but we are gonna have a beautiful conversation between the worlds competing with white feminists that there can be.
Can we get a Ted Nugent's
Nice.
Roy Hopper? That's awesome.
Why are you the way you are?
Because that's the way I was intended to be. Embrace it.
All right,
You're putting me down. Wow.
all right.
Hail Raven.
See you guys later.